Now, Hippolyta, our nuptial hour draws on apace. 4 happy days bring in another moon, but oh, methinks how slow this old moon wanes. She lingers my desires like to a stepdame or a dowager, long withering out a young man's revenue.
4 days will quickly steep themselves tonight. 4 nights will quickly dream away the time. And then the moon, like a silver bow, new bent in heaven, shall behold the night of our solemnity.
Go, Philostrate, stir up the Athenian youth to merriments. Awake the pert and nimble spirit of mirth. Turn melancholy forth to funerals. The pale companion is not for our pomp. Hippolyta, I wooed thee with my sword, and won thy love, doing thee injuries. But I will wed thee in another key, with pomp, with triumph, and with revelling.
Happy be Theseus, our renowned Duke.
Thanks, good Aegeus. What's the news with thee?
Full of vexation come I, with complaint against my child, my daughter Hermia. Stand forth, Demetrius. My noble lord, this man hath my consent to marry her. Stand forth, Lysander. And, my gracious Duke, this man hath bewitched the bosom of my child. Thou, Lysander, thou hast given her rhymes and interchanged love tokens with my child. Thou hast by moonlight at her window sung, with feigning voice, verses of feigning love, and stolen the impression of her fantasy. With bracelets of thy hair, rings, gauds, conceits, knacks, trifles, nosegays, sweetmeats, messengers of strong prevailment and unhardened youth. With cunning hast thou filched my daughter's heart, turned her obedience, which is due to me, to stubborn harshness, and, be it so she would not hear before your grace, consent to marry with Demetrius, I beg the ancient privilege of Athens. As she is mine, I may dispose of her, which shall be either to this gentleman, or to her death, according to our law, and immediately provided in that case.
What say you, Hermia? Be advised, fair maid, to you, your father should be as a god, one who composed your beauties, and one to whom you are but a form in wax by him imprinted, and within his power to leave the figure or disfigure it. Demetrius is a worthy gentleman.
Well, so is Lysander.
In himself he is, but in this kind wanting your father's voice, the other must be held the worthier.
I would my father looked but with my eyes.
Rather your eyes with his judgment look.
I do entreat your grace to pardon me. I know not by what power I am made bold, nor how it may concern my modesty in such a presence here to plead my case, but I do beseech your grace that I may know the worst that may befall me in the case that I refuse to wed Demetrius.
Either to die the death, or to abjure forever the society of men. Therefore, fair Hermia, question your desires. Know of your youth, examine well your blood, whether, if you yield not to your father's choice, you can endure the livery of a nun. For I to be in shady cloister mew, to live a barren sister all your life, chanting faint hymns at the cold fruitless moon. Thrice blessed they that master so their blood to undergo such maiden pilgrimage, but earthlier happy is a rose distilled than that which, withering upon the virgin thorn, grows, lives, and dies in single blessedness.
So will I grow, so live, so die, my lord, ere I will yield my virgin patent up unto his lordship, to whom my soul consents not to give sovereignty.
Take time to pause, and by the next new moon, the sealing day betwixt my love and me for everlasting bond of fellowship. Upon that day, either prepare to die for disobedience to your father's will, or else to wed Demetrius as he would, or on Diana's altar to protest for austerity and single life.
Relent, sweet Hermia. And Lysander, yield thy crazy title to my certain right.
You have her father's love, Demetrius. Let me have Hermia's. Do you marry him?
Scornful Lysander! True, he hath my love, and what is mine, my love shall render him. And she is mine, and all my right of her I do estate unto Demetrius.
I am, my lord, as well derived as he, as well possessed. My love is more than his. My fortunes every way is fairly ranked, if not with vantage, as Demetrius. And, which is more than all these boasts can be, I am beloved of beauteous Hermia. Why should not I then prosecute my right? Demetrius, I'll avouch it to his head, made love to Netter's daughter Helena, having won her heart, and she, sweet lady, devoutly dotes in idolatry after this spotted and inconstant man.
I must confess that I have heard so much, and with Demetrius thought to have spoke thereof, but being overfull of self-affairs, my mind did lose it. But Demetrius, come, and come, Aegeus, I have some private schooling for you both. As for fair Hermia, look you arm yourself to fit your fancies to your father's will, or else the law of Athens yields you up, which we by no means may extenuate. To die the death, or to avow a single life. Come, Hippolyta, what cheer, my love? Demetrius and Aegeus, go along. I must employ you in some business against our nuptial, and confer with you of something that nearly concerns yourselves.
With duty and desire, we follow you.
How now, my love? Why is your cheek so pale? How chance the roses there do fade so fast?
The light for want of rain, for which I could well beteem them from the tempest of my eyes.
I mean, not that I could ever read, could hear by tale or history, the course of true love never did run smooth. Either it was different in blood,
Oh, cross too high to be enthralled too low.
was misgraft in respective years,
Oh, spite too old to be engaged too young.
or else it stood upon the choice of friends.
Oh, hell to choose love by another's eyes. If ever true lovers have ever been crossed, it stands as an edict in destiny.
A good persuasion. Therefore hear me, Hermia. I have a widow aunt, a dowager of great revenue, and she hath no child. From Athens is her house remote by 7 leagues, and she respects me as her only son. There, my Hermia, I shall marry thee, and to that place the sharp Athenian law cannot pursue us. If thou lovest me, steal forth thy father's house tomorrow night, and in the wood a league without the town, where I did meet thee once with Helena to do observance to a morn of May, there I shall stay for thee.
My good Lysander, I swear to thee by Cupid's strongest bow, by his best arrow with the golden head, by the simplicity of Venus's doves, by that which knitteth souls and prospers loves, by that which burned the Carthage queen when under false Trojan sail was seen, by all the vows that ever men have broken, number more than women ever spoke. In that same place that thou hast appointed me tomorrow, truly will I meet with thee.
Keep promise, love. Look, here comes Helena.
Godspeed, fair Helena, whither away?
Call you me fair? That fair again unsay, Demetrius loves your fair. Oh, happy fair, your eyes are lodestars and your tongue sweet air, more tunable than lark to shepherd's ear. When wheat is green, when hawthorn buds appear, sickness is catching. Oh, were favor so yours would I catch, fair Hermia. Ere I go, my ear should catch your voice, my eye your eye, my tongue should catch your tongue's sweet melody. Were the world mine, Demetrius being baited, the rest I'd give to be to you translated. Oh, teach me how you look, and with what art you sway the motion of Demetrius' heart.
I frown upon him, yet he loves me still.
Oh, that your frowns would teach my smile such skill.
I give him curses, yet he gives me love.
Oh, that my prayers could such affection move.
The more I hate him, the more he follows me.
The more I love him, the more he hates
This folly, Helena, is no fault of mine.
me. None but your beauty. Would that fault were mine.
Well, take comfort, he no more shall see my face. Lysander and myself will fly this place. Before the time I did Lysander see, seemed Athens as a paradise to me. Oh, then what graces in my love do dwell, that he hath turned a heaven unto a hell.
Helen, to our minds we shall unfold. Tomorrow night, when Phoebe doth behold her silver visage in the watery glass, decking with liquid pearl the bladed grass, at time which lovers' flights do still conceal, through Athens' gates we have devised to steal.
And in the woods where often you and I, upon faint primrose beds were wont to lie, emptying our bosoms of our counsel sweet, there my Lysander and myself shall meet, and thence from Athens turn away our eyes to seek new friends in stranger companies. Farewell, sweet playfellow, pray thou for us, and good luck grant thee thy Demetrius. And keep word, Lysander, we must starve ourselves from lovers' food till morrow deep midnight.
I will, my Hermia. Helena, adieu. As you on him, Demetrius dote on you.
How happy some or some others can be. In Athens I am thought it was fair, she. But what of that? Demetrius thinks not so. He will not know what all but him do know. And as he errs, doting on Hermia's eyes, so I, admiring of his qualities. For ere he looked on Hermia's eye, he hailed down oaths that he was only mine. But when this hail some heat from Hermia felt, so he dissolved, and showers both did melt. I will go tell him of fair Hermia's flight. Then will he to the wood tomorrow night pursue her. And for this intelligence, if I have thanks, it is a dear expense. But hearing me nigh to enrich my pain, to have his sight thither and back again.
Is all our company here?
You were best to call them generally, man by man, according to the script.
I have here, on a scroll, the name of every man through all Athens who is thought fit to play in our interlude before the Duke and Duchess on their wedding day at night.
First, good Peter Quince, say what the play treats on, and then read the names of the actors, and so grow to a point.
Mary, our play is the most lamentable comedy and cruel death of Pyramus at Thisbe.
A very good piece of work, I assure you. And a merry. Now, Peter Quince, call forth your actors by the scroll. Masters, spread yourselves.
Answer as I call you. Nick Bottom, the weaver.
Ready! Name would part I am for, and proceed.
You, Nick Bottom, are set down for Pyramus.
What is Pyramus? A lover or a tyrant?
A lover who kills himself most gallant for love.
That will ask some tears in a true performing of it. If I do it, let the audience look to their eyes. I will move storms. I will condole in some measure. To the rest, yet my chief humor is for a tyrant. I could play Ercles rarely, or a part to tear a cat in, to make all split. The raging rocks and shivering shocks shall break the locks of prison gates. And Phoebe's car shall shine from far and make and mar the foolish fates. This was lofty, but call forth the rest of the players. This is Ercles' fate, a tyrant's vein. A lover is more condoling.
Francis Flute, the bellows mender.
Here, Peter Quince.
You must take Thisbe on you.
Pray, what is Thisbe? A wandering knight.
It is the woman that Pyramus must love.
Nay, babe, let me not play a woman. I have a beard coming.
It is all one. You will play it in a mask, and you may speak as small as you will.
And I may hide my face! Let me play Thisbe too! I'll speak in a monstrous little voice.
Disney! Disney! Ah, Pyramus! My lover dear! Thy Thisbe dear! My baby dear!
No! No! You must play Pyramus. And Flute, you Thisbe.
Well, proceed.
Myself, Thisbe's father. Snug, the joiner. You, the lion's part. And I hope here is a play fitted.
Have you the lion's part written? Pray you, if it be, give it me, for I am slow of study.
You may do it ex tempore, for it is nothing but roaring.
Let me play the lion too! I will roar that it will do any man's heart good to hear me. I will roar that I will make the Duke say, let him roar again. Let him roar again.
And you would do it too terribly. You would fright the Duchess and the ladies that they would shriek, and that were enough to hang us.
That would hang us all, every mother's
That would
son.
hang us all. Every mother.
Masters, I grant you, if you were to fright the ladies out of their wits, they would have no more discretion but to hang us. But I will aggravate my voice, so that I will roar you as gently as any sucking dove. I will roar you and 'twere any nightingale.
You can play no part but Pyramus. For Pyramus is a sweet-faced man. A proper man as one might see on a summer's day. A most lovely, gentleman-like man. Therefore, you must needs play Pyramus.
Well, I will undertake it.
But masters, here are your parts, and I am to request you, entreat you, and desire you to con them by tomorrow night, and meet me in the palace wood, a mile without the town, by moonlight. There we shall rehearse, for if we meet in the city, we will be dogged with company and our devices known. In the meantime, I will draw a bill of property such as our play wants. I pray you, fail me not.
We will meet, and there we may rehearse, most obscenely and courageously. Take feigns, be perfect. Adieu.
At the Duke's Oak we meet.
Enough! Hold or cut bowstrings.
How now, Spirit?
wander you?
Over hill, over dale, through bush and through briar, over park, over pale, through flood and through fire. I do wander everywhere, swifter than the moon's sphere, and I serve the fairy queen, to do her orbs upon the green. The cowslips tall her pensioners be, in their bulk with spicy sea. Those be rubies, fairy fevers, in those freckles live their savors. I must go seek some dewdrops here, hang a pearl in every cowslip's ear. Farewell, thou noble spirits, I'll be gone. Our queen and all her elves come here anon.
Oh, the king doth keep his revels here tonight. Take heed the queen come not within his sight, for Oberon is passing fell in wrath, because that she, as her attendant, hath a lovely boy stolen from an Indian king, and she never had so sweet a changeling. And jealous Oberon would have the child, knight of his train, to trace the forest wild. But she perforce withholds the loved boy, crowns him with flowers, and makes him all her joy. And now they never meet, in grove or green, by fountain clear or spangled starlight sheen. They do square, however, so that their fairies for fear creep into acorn cups and hide them there.
And I mistake your shape and making quite, or else you're that shrewd and knavish sprite, called Robin Goodfellow. Are not you he that frightens the maidens of the villagery, skim milk, and sometimes labor in the corn, and bootless make the breathless housewife turn, and sometime make the dream to bear no barm, mislead night wanderers, laughing at their harm? Those that hobgoblin call you, and sweet puck. You do their work, and they shall have good luck. Are not you he?
Thou speakest right. I am that merry wanderer of the night. I jest to Oberon and make him smile, when I a fat and bean-fed horse beguile, neighing in the likeness of a filly foal. Sometime lurk I in a gossip's bowl, in the very likeness of a roasted crab, so that when she drinks, against her lips I bob, and on her withered dewlap pour the ale. The wisest aunt, telling the saddest tale, sometime for a 3-foot stool mistaketh me. But room fairy, here comes Oberon.
And here my mistress, would that he were gone.
Ill met by moonlight, proud Titania.
What? Jealous, Oberon? Fairies, skip hence. I forsworn his bed and company.
Tarry, rash wanton, am not I thy lord?
Oh, then I must be thy lady. But I know when thou hast stolen away from fairyland, and in the shape of corn sat all day, playing on pipes of corn and bursting love hammers Philida. Why art thou here? Come from the farthest steeps of India, but that forsooth the bouncing Amazon, your buskin mistress and warrior love, to Theseus must be wedded. And you've come to give their bed joy and prosperity?
How canst thou thus, for shame, Titania, glance at my credit, knowing I know thy love to Theseus?
These are the forgeries of jealousy.
Why should Titania cross her, Oberon? I do but beg a little changeling boy to be my henchman.
Set your heart at rest. The fairyland buys not the child of me. His mother was a votress of my order, and full often has she sat with me and gossiped with me by Neptune's yellow sands. But she, being mortal, of that boy did die. For her sake I rip the boy. For her sake I will not part with him.
How long within this wood intend you stay?
Perchance till after Theseus' wedding day. If you shall patiently dance in our round and see our moonlight revels, go with us. If not, shun me, and I will spare your haunts.
Give me that boy. I will go with thee.
Not for thy fairy kingdom. Fairies, away. We shall chide down right if I longer stay.
Well, go thy way. Thou shalt not from this grove till I torment thee for this injury. My gentle Puck, come hither. Thou rememberest the time that I saw, but thou couldst not. Flying between the cold moon and the earth, Cupid, all armed, a certain aim he took at a fair vestal thrown in by the west, and loosed his love shaft smartly from his bow. Yet marked I where the bolt of Cupid fell. It fell upon a little western flower, before milk white, now purple with love's wound. Maidens call it love in idleness. Fetch me this flower, the herb I showed thee once. The juice of it upon sleeping eyelids laid will make all man, all woman madly dote upon the next live creature that it sees. Fetch me this herb, and be thou here again ere the Leviathan consume a leak.
I'll put a girdle round about the earth in 40 minutes.
Having once this juice, I'll watch Titania as she is asleep, and drop the liquor of it in her eyes. The next thing she, then waking, looks upon, be it lion, bear, or wolf, or bull, meddling monkey, or busy ape, she shall pursue it with the soul of love. And ere I take this charm from off her sight, as I can do with another herb, I'll make her render up her page to me. But who comes here? I am invisible, and I will overhear their conference.
I love thee not, therefore pursue me not. Where is Lysander, fair Hermia? The one I'll stay, the other stayeth me. Thou toldst me they were stolen into this wood, but here am I in wood within this wood, because I cannot meet my Hermia. Hence, get thee gone, and follow me no more.
You draw me, you hard-hearted adamant, yet you draw not iron, for my heart is as true as steel. Leave you your power to draw, and I shall have no power to follow you.
Do I entice you? Do I speak you fair? Or rather do I not, in plainish truth, tell you I do not, nor I cannot love you?
And even for that do I love you the more. Demetrius, I am your spaniel, and the more you beat me, I will fawn on you. Use me then as your spaniel. Spurn me, strike me, neglect me, lose me. Only give me leave, unworthy as I am, to follow you. What worser place can I beg in your love, and yet a place of high respect to me, than to be used as you use your dog?
Tempt not too much the hatred of my spirit, for I'm sick when I do look on thee.
And I am sick when I look not on you.
You do impeach your modesty too much to leave the city and commit yourself into the hands of one that loves you not, to trust the opportunity of night and the ill counsel of a desert place with the rich worth of your virginity.
Your virtue is my privilege, for that is not night when I see your face. Therefore I think I am not in the night, nor doth this wood lack worlds of company, for you and my respect are all the world. Well then how can it be said I am alone when all the world is here to look on me?
Oh, run from thee and hide me in the brakes, and leave thee to mercy of wild beasts.
The wildest hath not such a heart as you. Run when you will, and the story shall be changed. Apollo flies, and Daphne holds the chase. The dove pursues the griffin. The tiger, mild hind speed, bootless speed when Cowardice pursues and valor flies.
I will not stay thy questions, let me go! Or if thou follow, do not believe that I should do thee mischief in the wood.
I, in the temple, in the town, in the field, you do me mischief. Find Demetrius, your wrongs do set a scandal on my sex. We cannot fight full of as men may do. We should be wooed and we're not made to woo. I'll follow thee and make a heaven of a hell to die upon the hand I love so well.
Fare thee well, nymph. Ere he do leave this grove, thou shalt fly him, and he shall seek thy love. Hast the flower there? Welcome, wanderer.
Aye, there it is.
I pray thee, give it me. I know a bank whereon wild thyme blows, where oxlips and the nodding violet grows, quite over canopied with luscious woodbine, with sweet musk roses, and with eglantine. There sleeps Titania sometime of the night, lulled in these flowers with dances and delight. And there the snake throws her enameled skin, reed wide enough to wrap a fairy in. And with the juice of this I'll streak her eyes and make her full of hateful fantasies. Take thou some of it, and seek through this grove. Sweet Athenian lady is in love with the disdainful youth. Anoint his eyes, but do it when the next thing he espies may be the lady. Thou shalt know the man by the Athenian garments he hath on. Affect it with some care, that he may prove more fond on her than she upon her love. And look thou meet me ere the first cock crow.
Fear not, my lord. Your servant shall do so.
Come now, around the let a fairy song, and for the first part of a minute, hint some to kill cankers in the muskrow spuds, some at war with the rare mice for their lavin wings, some keep back the clamorous hour, the nightly hoots and wonders out of quaint spirits. Sing me now to sleep, then to your offices, and let me rest.
You spotted snakes with double tongue, thorny hedgehogs, be not seen. Newts and blind worms do no wrong. Come not near our fairy queen.
Philomel with melody, sing our sweet lullaby. Lola, Lola, lullaby. Lola, Lola, lullaby. Never harm, nor spell nor charm. Come our lovely lady mine. So good night, sweet lullaby.
Weaving spiders come not here. Hence, you long-legged spinners, hence. Beetles black approach not near. Worm nor snail do no offense.
Philomel with melody, sing in our sweet lullaby. Lulla, lulla, lullaby. Lulla, lulla, lullaby. Never harm, nor spell nor charm. Come our lovely lady nigh. So good night. lullaby. Hence away, now all is well, when a lute stands sentinel.
What thou seest when thou dost wake, do it for thy true love take. Love and languish for his sake, be it ounce or cat or bear, pod or bull with bristled hair. In thy eye that shall appear when thou wakest, it is thy dear. Wake when some vile thing is near.
Sweet love, you faint with wandering in the wood, and to speak troth, I forgot our way. Well, rest us here, Hermia, if you think it good, and tarry for the comfort of the day.
Be it so, Lysander. Find you out of bed, for I upon this bank will rest my head.
One turf shall serve as pillow for us both. One heart, one bed, two bosoms, and one trough.
Naked Lysander, for my sake, my dear, lie further off yet. Do not lie so near.
Take sense, sweet, of my innocence. Love takes the meaning in love's conference. I mean to say that my heart unto yours is knit, and so one heart we can make of it.
Well, Lysander riddles very prettily. Now much beshrew my manners and my pride if Hermia meant to say that Lysander lied. But, gentle friend, for love and courtesy, lie further off in human modesty. Such separation becomes a virtuous bachelor and a maid. So far be distant, and good night, sweet friend. Thy love ne'er alter till thy sweet life end.
Amen, amen to that I say, and then end life when I end loyalty. Here is my bed. Sleep give thee all his rest.
With half that wish the wisher's eyes be pressed.
Through the forests have I gone, yet Athenian found I none, on whose eyes I might approve this flower's force of stirring love. Night and silence. Who is here? Weeds of Athens he doth wear. This is he, my master said, despiseth the Athenian maid. Oh, and the maiden, sleeping sound, on the dank and dirty ground. She does not lie near this lack love, this kill courtesy. Chill, upon my eyes I throw all the power this charm doth owe. When thou wakest, let love forbid, sleep his seat on thy eyelid. So awake when I am gone, for I must now to Oberon. Stay, though thou kill me, sweet Demetrius.
I charge thee, hence, and do not haunt me thus.
Oh, wilt thou darkly leave me? Do not so.
Stay on thy peril, I alone will go.
Oh, I am out of breath in this fond chase. The more my prayers, the lesser my grace. Happy is Hermia wheresoe'er she lies, for she hath blessed and attractive eyes. How came her eyes so bright? Not with salt tears, if so mine are so oftener washed than hers. No, I am as ugly as a bear, for beasts make me run with fear. But who is here? Lysander on the ground, dead or asleep. I see no blood, no wound. Lysander, if you live, good sir, awake.
And run through fire for thy sweet sake. Oh, transparent, how the nature shows art that through thy bosom lets me see thy heart. Oh, but where is Demetrius? Oh, fit a word, is that vile name to perish on my sword?
Do not say so, Lysander, say not so. What though he love your Hermia? Lord, what though yet Hermia still loves you, then be content.
Content with Hermia? Nay, nay, I do repent all the tedious minutes with her I have spent. Not Hermia, but Helena do I love, who would not change a raven for a dove. The will of man is by his reason swayed, and reason says that you are the worthy of me. Things growing are not ripe until their season, and so I, being young, till now not ripe to reason. And reaching now the point of human skill, reason becomes the marshal of my will, and leads me to your eyes. Oh, where I did o'erlook love stories written in love's richest book.
Wherefore was I to this keen mockery born? When at your hands did I deserve this scorn? Is it not enough? Is it not enough, young man, that I did never, nor never can deserve a sweet look from Demetrius' eye? But you must flout my insufficiency? Good troth you do me wrong, good sooth you do in such disdainful manner me to woo. But fare you well, perforce I must confess, I thought you a lord of more true gentleness. Oh, that a lady of one man refused, should another therefore be abused.
She sees not Hermia. Hermia, sleep thou there, and never come Lysander near. For as a surfeit of the sweetest things, deepest loathing to the stomach brings, or as the heresies that men do leave are most hated of those they did deceive. So thou, my surfeit and my heresy, Of all be hated, but most of me, and all my powers address thy love and might, to honor Helen and to be her knight.
Help me. Lysander, help me. Do thy best to pluck this crawling serpent from my breast. Oh, I me for pity. What a dream was here. Lysander, look how I quake with fear. Methought a serpent ate my heart away, and you sat smiling in his cruel prey. Lysander? Lysander, Lord? What, gone, out of hearing? No sound, no word. Alack, where are you? Speak, and if you hear, speak of all loves. Swoon almost with fear. No? Then I perceive you are not nigh either death or you will find immediately.
Are we all met?
Pat, Pat. And here's a marvelous convenient place for our rehearsal. This green plot shall be our stage, this hawthorn brake our tiring house, and we will do it in action as we would before the Duke.
Peter Quince.
What sayest thou, bully bottom?
There are things in this comedy of Pyramus and Thisbe that will never please. First, Pyramus must draw a sword and kill himself, which the ladies cannot abide. How answer you that?
I believe we must leave the killing out when all is done.
Not a whit. I have a device to make all well. Write me a prologue, and let it seem to say we will do no harm with our swords, and that Pyramus is not killed indeed. And, for the more better assurance, tell them that I, Pyramus, am not Pyramus, but Bottom, the weaver. This will put them out of fear.
Well, we shall have such a prologue, and it will be written in 8 and 6.
Make it 2 more. Let it be written in 8 and 8.
Will not the ladies be afeard of the lion?
I fear it, I promise you.
Masters, you ought to consider with yourselves to bring in, God shield us, a lion among ladies is a most dreadful thing, for there is no more fearful wildfowl than your lion living, and we ought to look to it.
Therefore, let another prologue tell, I am not a lion.
Nay, you must name his name, and half his face must be seen through the lion's neck, and he himself must speak through, saying thus, or to the same effect, ladies, or fair ladies, I would wish you, or I would request you, or I would entreat you not to fear, not to tremble, my life for yours. If you think I come hither as a lion, it were pity of my life. No, I am no such thing. I am a man, as other men are. And there indeed let him name his name and tell them plainly that he is Snug, the joiner.
Well, it shall be so. But there is 2 hard things. The first is to bring moonlight into the chamber, for, as you know, Pyramus and Thisbe met by moonlight.
Doth the moon shine that night we play our play?
A calendar. A calendar. Look in the almanac. Find out moonshine. Find out moonshine.
It doth shine that night.
Why, then you may leave a casement of the great chamber window where we play that night open, and the moon may shine in through the casement.
Aye, or else one must come in with a bush of thorn and a lanthorn, and say he comes to disfigure, or rather present, moonshine. The next is to bring a wall into the great chamber, for, as the story goes, Pyramus and Thisbe did speak through a chink in the wall.
You can never bring in a wall. What say you, Bottom?
Some man or other must present wall. And let him have some plaster or loam or some rough cast about him to signify wall. And let him hold his fingers thus. And through that chink may Pyramus and Thisbe whisper.
If that may be, then all is well. But come, sit, every mother's son, and rehearse your part. Pyramus, speak first, and when you have finished, enter into that break, and so everyone according to his cue.
What hempen homespuns have we swaggering here? So near the cradle of the fairy queen.
What? A play toward? I'll be an auditor.
Thisbe! The flowers of Odin savor sweet.
Odors. Odors.
Odors! Savor sweet. So hath thy breath, my dearest Thisbe dear. But hark, a voice. Stay thou here a while, and by I will to thee appear.
A strange appearance that e'er played here.
Must I speak now?
Aye, marry, must you? You must understand, he goes only but to see a noise he heard and is to come again.
Oh, most radiant Pyramus, most lily white of hue, of color like the red rose on triumphant briar, as briskly juvenile, oh eke, so lovely Jew. As true as truest horse that would ever tire, I'll meet thee at Ninny's too.
Ninnius! Too man! Why, you don't say that yet. That you answer to Pyramus. You speak your part, all at once, cues and all. Pyramus, enter! Your cue is past, it is never tire.
As truest horse that would ever tire.
If I were fair, I were only thine.
Oh, monstrous! Oh, strange, we are haunted! Run, masters! Fly, masters! Help!
Ha ha! I'll follow you. I'll lead you about around. Through bog, through bush, through brake, through briar. Sometime a horse I'll be, sometime a hound, a hog, a head the spare. Sometime a fire, and neigh and bark and grunt and roar and burn like horse, hound, hog, bear, fire, a deaf return!
Why do they run away? This is a knavery of them to make me afeard.
Oh, Bottom, thou hast changed. What do I see on thee?
What do you see? You see an asset of your own, do you?
Bless thee, Bottom, bless thee, thou art translated.
I see their knavery. This is to make an ass of me. To fright me if they could. But I will not stir from this place. I will walk up and down, and I will sing, so they may hear I am not afraid. Yeah!
Angel wakes me from my flowery bed.
For indeed, who would set himself to so foolish a bird? Who would give a bird the lie, though he cry cuckoo? Never so.
I pray thee, gentle mortal, sing again. Mine ear is much enamored of thy note, so is my eye enthralled to thy shape. On fair force, perforce doth move me, on first view to say, I swear I love thee.
Methinks you should have little reason for that. Though, to say the truth, reason and love keep little company together nowadays. A pity some honest neighbors will not make them friends. Nay, I can gleek upon occasion.
Oh, thou art wise as thou art beautiful.
Not so, neither. Though, to say the truth, I have wit enough to get out of this wood. If I had wit enough to get out of this wood, I do have enough to serve mine own turn.
Out of this wood do not desire to go. Thou shalt remain here whether thou wilt or no. I am a spirit of no common rate. The summer still doth tend upon my state, and I do love thee, therefore go with me. I shall give thee fairies to attend on thee, and they shall fetch thee jewels from the deep, and sing while thou on pressed flowers sleep. And I shall purge thy mortal grossness so thou shalt like an airy spirit go. Peas blossom, cobweb, moth, mustard seed.
Ready?
And I.
And I. Where shall we go?
Be kind and courteous to this gentleman. Hop in his box and gambol in his eyes. Feed him with apricots and dewberries, with purple grapes, green figs, and mulberries. The honey bags steal from the humble bees, for night tapers crop their waxen thighs, and light them by the fiery glowworm's eyes. To have my love to bed and to arise. Nods and else, doing courtesies.
Hail, mortal! Hail! Hail! Hail!
I cry your worship's mercy heartily. I beseech your worship's name.
Cobweb.
Good Mistress Cobweb, I shall desire you of more acquaintance. If I cut my finger, I shall make bold with you. Your name, honest gentlewoman?
Peas Blossom.
I pray you, commend me to Mistress Squash, your mother, and Master Peascod, your father. Good Mistress Peas Blossom, I shall desire you of more acquaintance too. Your name, I beseech you.
Mustard seed.
Good Mistress Mustard Seed, I know your patience well. That same cowardly, giant-like oxmeat hath devoured many a gentleman of your house. I promise you, your kindred hath made mine eyes water. Good Mistress Mustard Seed, I shall desire you of more acquaintance too.
Come, lead him to my bower. The moon, methinks, looks upon with watery eye, and when she weeps, weeps every little flower, lamenting in some enforced chastity. Tie up my lover's tongue. Bring him, silently.